Martyrs. 2008 French horror film, subtitled, recommended to me by Kirsty. Thank you, Kirsty. Every now and again a horror film will come around and it will mess you up, like really badly. And this is my film. This is my film. People will go on about Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which is still my favourite horror film of all time. I could see why it freaked so many people out. It was horrible. Cannibal Holocaust. Yeah, I watched that about 5-6 years ago. Again, at the time, I could understand why so many people would have been just like, you know, the animal stuff in it was fucking horrific. But this film, Martyrs, this is my film. Oh, God. Oh, God. I saw it once. I've seen it once. And it was a bit like The Ring. I didn't want to see it ever again. I just wanted to get the copy of the DVD out of my house ASAP. It felt like it was cursed. I don't know who wrote it, but mate, seek help, please. This film is just, oh my God. Anyway, I'm going to try and review it as best as I can. I watched it again last night thanks to Kirsty, and at least I knew what was coming this time. The first time I watched it, it was horrendous. But anyway, so Martyrs is a French subtitled horror film, which came out as part of the wave of the new French extremity sub-horror genre. That's right. It's not enough that it was a pretty messed up horror. It was part of a new movement that was so fucked up and was so hated by the critics that it got its own sub-genre. You know, you remember back in the day, they had the old video Nazis, didn't they? Well, French horror films from that era or that style have their own little subgenre because they're so messed up. Brilliant. So, in case you don't know, a lot of horror films, horror film fans, people watching this are going to know, but new French extremity includes films like High Tension, Irreversible, Raw, and Inside. Inside's actually my favourite of the new French extremity range, but Martyrs is highly regarded as the best of the lot. And it's definitely the most fucking shocking. Anyway, I'm going to try and conduct myself here, sorry. Directed by Pascal Longier, or Longier. Yeah, this is where I struggle with the pronunciations. Wasn't too aware of his work, but doing a bit of research, he also directed a film called Incident of a Ghostland, which again is quite a shocking film because it's based around a lot of sort of torture and a lot of horrible psychological damage that goes on in that film. But Incident of Ghostland I actually enjoyed as a film a hell of a lot more than Martyrs. But anyway, so getting into it, I'll just put this out here. Martyrs is the only film I've ever watched in my entire life where I needed breaks. The first time I watched it, I had to stop 3 times. I had to stop and just conduct myself, go make a cup of tea, come back, and then be like, right, let's do this again. It just, oh God. Oh, and then, watching it again last night, it brought up a lot of that, not hatred, but a lot of that, it was just too much. It was just a bit too much for me. But anyway, the film stars a character. I'm not even going to try and pronounce the actress's real names, but it starts around a character called Lucy. And she wakes up in a warehouse, and she's only about, must be about 12, 13 at this point. And looks like she's being absolutely tortured and battered, and manages to get away and escapes. And then it just goes to the opening credits. You're like, this is a bit strange. And then, no spoilers. I'm not going to give any spoilers away. But it then opens up into some kind of revenge plot. So Lucy, who was the girl at the beginning who was obviously going through these horrific acts, and you're not quite sure what happened to her. You just know that she was, you know, she was absolutely, she'd just gone through the mill. You could just tell by the way that she woke up, and just, you know, she looked dishevelled. And sorry, I just had to plug my phone in there. That's very unprofessional. But I'm getting some editing software soon, so this is going to look a hell of a lot better. So bear with me, folks. But you know that she's gone through something horrific. And the opening scene is her getting revenge on the people that she believes carried out these acts on her. So it starts out, the film's almost like set into three little separate little mantles. You've got the revenge sort of plot for this character, Lucy, who her friend Anna comes along with her and tries to give her moral support, not realising what she's going to do. And then she's just sort of pulled along for the ride. The second half of the film kind of goes into a sort of supernatural but psychological sort of manifestation of everything that this Lucy character has gone through. It sort of manifests into a sort of supernatural kind of entity, and just starts eating away at her, and just, yeah, it's pretty graphic. If you like your gore, if you like your violence, I mean, if you know anything about the new French extremity, you know what you're going to get with this. But out of all of them, Martyrs is by far, like, I mean, Inside was at about a sort of 8.5, 9 when it comes to gore, blood and violence. Martyrs is 13, through the roof. And in the last sort of act of the film, it goes into a kind of hostile situation. Now, no spoilers. I'm not gonna, you know. But this is the part where I had the biggest problem with the film. I was invested. I was on side. The first sort of 2 acts. You know, I cared about the characters, and, you know, really wanted to see where this was going, how they were going to shape it up, and, you know, was she going to get revenge, etc. And then it just took some dark twist to it. And, you know, you have no problem when a film gets a bit dark and gets a bit deep. But when it goes to these measures to try and install the brutality and the barbaric acts of these people and what they would do, it was just too much. It was too much. I watch horror films as entertainment. It's a bit like a roller coaster. You're going to be scared shitless various amounts along the way. But at the end of the day, the key word is entertainment. And the final act of Martyrs did not feel like entertainment to me. It felt like Guantanamo Bay, you know, like watching an ISIS video. It was just too much. It was too much. It just, any credibility it had with the storyline just felt like it got diluted by this third act. And it does have an amazing little twist right at the end. Again, no spoilers, not going to give it away. That kind of saved what had happened in the third act. It kind of made sense once you saw the end scene. You understand that all of these actions and all of these reasons happened for a reason. But the way they went about it was just too much. But what do you expect from new French extremity? This is, you know, it's going to shock you. It's there to literally grab you by the fucking throat and say, come on then. You know, you think you like your horrors? Try now. Or, try now, vivant de France. Sorry for any French people watching. But, yeah, it was too much for me. It was too much. I mean, it's like Hostel. You know what to expect with Hostel. I've heard about, you know, Serbian film. I haven't actually got around to seeing that one yet, but I imagine it's going to be like that. The last act of it was just barbaric, and it just lost all concept of the storyline for me. So, but Martyrs has to this day left a mark on me as still the most shocking film I've ever seen in my life. You know, I've seen Cannibal Holocaust, I've seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre, seen a lot of these other video nasties and banned films. None of them have ever left a mark on me like Martyrs. So I'll give it credit for that. It's a truly horrific and horrible film. So Noise is going to give it a begrudging 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. I know a lot of people love it and they actually think it's one of the best horrors ever, or at least the best sort of new French extremity ever. For me, that's Inside, but yeah, I thoroughly recommend seeing Inside. That is absolutely fantastic. But for me, Martyrs, it just lost its way by the end. It was too much. I just couldn't take it. And I've been watching horrors since I was 8, so if I'm saying that, you know. But I'm sure there's a lot of people who disagree. But anyway, I'm blabbering on. That was me, Steve. Stephen Noise, and this is Horror Noise. Thank you very much. This is my 4th video now, so I'll be getting new cameras and new software soon. So stay tuned. Please like and subscribe. And if you can, leave me a comment. That'd be great. I'm open to any sort of recommendations, any shouts you want me to watch. I'm always watching horrors all the time, but I have my trusty list. Not sure what's on tonight's menu tonight, but yeah, if you have any recommendations you'd like me to watch and review, leave it in the comments below, and I will definitely get around to it at some point. All right? Many thanks. Cheers, folks.